Hi guys, I hope you're good since last video. I've been curious about how AI agents can interact with the internet, forms, websites, checkouts, and so on. So we are going to experience that and see what the Python library that is used. So we're going to go in the documentation of Playwright, which is the Python library used for that. Playwright was created specifically to accommodate the needs of end-to-end testing. Playwright supports all modern rendering engines, including Chromium, WebKit, Firefox, test on Windows, Linux, macOS, so it was used for tests initially. Now this tool is very popular. We're going to use it in a headless way at the end of the video, using its API. So there are different ways to run it. Okay, you can run it also in an async way. So it just becomes very popular since AI agents need to interact with the internet. So you'll need to install it in your environment. I'm just going to make a directory. Playwrightisms. There's a W, Playwright. I always forget the W, but yes, there is W. Playwright install. So I have a virtual environment. I'm installing everything in the virtual environment. And after I'm running this command, and you have some boilerplate code, that's how I suggest you to start with a Playwright. Any documentation actually, just start with the different boilerplates. So here we provide a URL and script that. So there is one URL, go to. We go into that URL. And after here in this page that we have created, we expect it to have title. Playwright. It's very nice. This is a Python. It's just coded the way you would tell it to your friend, just in plain English. Expect the title to contain a substring, Playwright. Okay? And after there is another one here, going to the playwright.dev, and here we expect that the button named get started. So to have that one, we want to click on it. So there is an action done, and after that, we're just gonna get. So it's gonna bring us to another page. And at that time, we will be able to see the name installation in the heading to be visible. Okay, so we got Chromium installed, Firefox, WebKit, FFmpeg. So here I'm just gonna run another command. Okay. So I'm running those commands, just pause the video, go back and see which ones I've entered, just to install everything. Okay, I call it just test Shibuya, but it's okay, you call it the way you want. That's the code that we got from the boilerplate. Here I'm just going to fix this, there is a typo here, installation. So basically, here we're just explaining the boilerplate, and after in the second part of the video I'm going to be making an app and running it. So that's where we go. That's where we see the title, Playwright. It's a very simple page, really good page to test. And that's how AI agents are able to interact with the page. You can inspect the page to see the HTML, the different tags where the text is located. Let me just open the terminal. So here, going to this URL, we expect Playwright in the title. So you see here in green, Playwright in the title. And after on the side, you can still select it and see where it is exactly. Playwright.dev, when you click Get Started, you expect to arrive in a page with a heading having the word installation. Okay. So Playwright module provides a method to launch a browser instance. The following is a typical example. So here we're using the API. So here it's using Chromium browser, creating a new page, going to an URL, and after closing the browser. So I like this kind of code, this way of doing. After, there are different methods. Playwright stop, browser close. And you can see you can use it with any Chromium-based browser. You can use it also with fun-based browsers. And this is another example. Here we get the sync and the async version. So here it's using WebKit because it's for device, for mobile. Firefox, also request, the Python library, just the normal request one. Let's do the little example using this API one. So just for you to see different ways, here we are going to play this code and see how it goes with google.com. I'm going to open Nano and just modify the code a bit. What we are going to do, because we might not see anything from running this code, we're going to do some screenshots so that we'll be able to see the page, how it looks like when Playwright is interacting with the web page. At least we will get a screenshot of one action. I'm just going to find the line here to make the screenshot. It's somewhere around here. You see the documentation is well furnished, so you can do it on the weekends and play with Playwright. And after that, you'll be able to customize your AI agent. You want to be very deterministic with your AI agent, as I'm showing this channel. Don't give them too much room. Just ask them to do very specific actions. Okay, and we're going to get the screenshot of the page, the same URL. After, you can use variables for those URLs. So I've run the code, now we get the screenshot. Where is it? Here. And we go on the page. Oh, there is the Google pop-up for the data to ask us to accept or refuse. So I'll just show you the page, how it looks like. It's written in French, but it's fine. And we want to click that button to not accept it actually. So let's add an action for that. Page, get by role, the link. Before, in the previous example, it was get started for the button. This time the button will be to refuser in French. .click. So we're going to click on that button. I'm going to do another screenshot of the same page just to show that the action happened and that the page now is freed of any pop-up and that we can start interacting with the form, the plain Google form, to enter different queries. And that's how you're going to build your different interactions with the internet and the browsers, the websites, the forms. So let me call this one Google before, this one Google after for the screenshots. so that when I'm going to run the code, we're going to see. So that's a page for GDPR. Cleared GDPR. Let's run the code again. Okay, it's done. We got our screenshots before and after having pressed the button. And now we can start interacting with it. If you have some more, you can ask to search and so on. Okay. Playwright AI agent use. How does it work? Let's see the different diagrams. Browser, automation, query, generate a plan, execute the plan, scrap the info, generate the response, and return the response. This one is from CrewAI. So you can see there is a planner agent. In the next example, that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a planner agent. I'm going to run the Playwright. It's not a scrapper, but it's going to be actually working on a website, doing a checkout, just the first phase of the checkout, adding to cart, adding a message. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to run Playwright in a safe, containerized environment, sandboxed in Docker. Plan, decompose task. Another way to see it, we have your function, your looping function of your agent, using different tools. Call a tool function now, no, exit, yes, select the tool. Okay, drop those arguments. Input those arguments. And after you get the invocation of the tool, analyze the result, update the memory, provide the response. The goal is satisfied, deliver the result, and finish. Okay, we just see 3 different ones. This one, the quality is not very good, but you get some inputs, images, videos, PDF, text, and audio. There is the vision language model. And after the use cases, image analysis, video summarization, and so on. AI app demo. So we are here on my website, check our houses. We're going to go and add this notebook into the card, and we're going to come in this page, use the order special instructions, and add a message into this order special instructions. Okay, so we're going to navigate our website, AI agent, generate the plan, and Docker run the agent in a sandboxed environment. So I'm just going to fix the code because I made a typo. I forgot the A. The quickest way for me here is just to get rid of the A. So we're going to be able to run it smoothly. You don't need to see all the fixing phase. Now the server is running. Okay, I got an error before. I pressed to generate the plan. And now I press to run in Docker. I don't know if you're going to have time to see the container created. But you can see 8 minutes ago I got one. Let me just check. No. Okay, so the post request has been done. Has been done. So it's done. It's quick. It's safe because it's in a containerized environment, and we have the different steps. Adding to cart, going to the website, viewing the cart, and after adding the message into the cart. So I'm not done yet with this interface, but at least here you can see the final URL and the PNG has been created. So I took a screenshot and tried to show you the phases that we've seen before in the example, just to see here what's happened at the end. And that's the end page, perfect, with the message Shibuya Tokyo Cyberpunk Demo Note. Beware, all manga kisas are closed in Shibuya. That's perfect. So you get an idea like that to see how your AI agent can interact in a custom way, so in a fully controlled way, interact with the internet, with any application. One after here, we have the raw data having those steps. Alright, hope that you like this video and you get more ideas in your creation of AI agent. In my side, this helped me a lot just to see what I can do with different applications and how I'm going to be applying it to my different workflows and in a sandbox environment. So whenever you give code to execute to an AI agent, do it in a sandbox environment. The easiest way to do it in your local environment is in Docker. So you create a containerized environment so the AI agent can't do anything else than working in that environment, so you don't get any problems with any other part of your system. Okay, let's stop here. Hope that you like this video. See you next time.